Welcome to Story Station with Words Alive. Every day we read stories together because it's our favorite thing to do with you. And because we know that stories connect us and that when we feel connected and talk about the things we read, we become deeper thinkers and more connected to the world around us. And we're going to travel somewhere really neat in our story today. This animal on the front is a really good clue, but we'll look for other clues in the story that help us know where it takes place, that help us know what the setting of the story is. Let's get our bodies ready so that we can use our eyes and ears to find those clues to figure it out. I'm going to put my book down. Let's put on our listening ears first because we want to hear all those words in the story. Make a letter C with your hands and bring them to your ears. Turn up the volume. Now let's put on our investigator eyes. Make a letter O with each of your hands and bring it to your eyeballs and screw in those looking eyes, just like binoculars or a telescope that you can use to zoom in to all the details. And now, super important is to turn up your voice. Whoop! Because what you say and what you think and the answers to questions that I might ask you or things you want to tell me about the story are very important and I want to hear them. I'm so glad you're here to read with us. Now that our bodies are ready, we'll sing a song about the parts of the book to help us remember what important people do, like the author and the illustrator. Because someday we might want to be an author and illustrator and create our own story so that other families can read it together. Oh, wouldn't that be neat? Here's our book. You can use a book in your lap or you can follow along with me while we touch the parts of the book and we sing. The title's on the front, the title's on the front. Hi-ho, Biblio, the title's on the front. Now let's find some words to the story. The author writes the words, the author writes the words. Hi-ho, Biblio, the author writes the words. The illustrator draws, the illustrator draws. Hi-ho, Biblio, the illustrator draws. We'll close the book and we'll touch this part, the skinny part. The spine binds the book, the spine binds the book. Hi-ho, Biblio, the spine binds the book. And now it's time to read, oh now it's time to read. Hi-ho, Biblio, oh now it's time to read. Wonderful. I'm gonna reach over, whoop, and turn off my light to make sure you can see all the pictures when we read. Awesome. Can you see a little better? Give me a thumbs up if you can see better. Great, okay. So, this story is called The Koala Who Could. And here he is. Tell me, friends, what do you know about koalas? Yes, they are gray and fluffy. Yes, they live in trees. And you know what? Koalas eat one thing and one thing only. They eat eucalyptus leaves. They hang out in eucalyptus trees all day long because that's all they eat. Can you imagine eating just one thing for the rest of your life? Think. If you had to choose one thing to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be? Interesting. Write in the comments so I can also see them later. I think I would eat watermelon because I love it so much. And this is the perfect time of year for juicy watermelon. But koalas, like you said, they eat eucalyptus. Now let's see. I said we were going to use our listening ears and our looking eyes to try to figure out where this story takes place, its setting. We know there's koalas there. So where are some places we would find koalas? Yes, the San Diego Zoo. You're right. Where else? Oh, here's a clue. Zoom in. I see another animal that hops and has a pocket in the front for their babies. I'll give you another clue. I see kind of an arid place with red rocks. Australia. Koalas are native to Australia. That means that's where they live naturally or normally. This story takes place in the Australian outback. And we'll see some other animals that are unique to Australia. They have the most interesting, sometimes kind of weird looking animals. That would be really fun to go Google with your big person after you read this story. You may have also noticed that my pages fell out. Oh my gosh, do you know why? That's because my family and I love this book so much, it's starting to fall apart. Woo! But we can take it to the book doctor and add some tape to it later. And that's why it's one of my favorites. I can't wait to share it with you. The Koala Who Could by Rachel Bright, illustrated by Jim Field. The Koala Who Could by Rachel Bright is read today with permission from Scholastic. Scholastic, thank you for your help connecting families and learners to reading at home. The Koala Who Could. In a wonderful place where the day was just dawning and the breezes blew soft on a warm golden morning, in a place where the creatures ran wild and played free, a koala called Kevin clung to a tree. Here he is. Do you see him up close? He's sleeping. Koalas spend a lot of their day sleeping. I read that part of the reason they spend so much of their day sleeping is that although they only eat eucalyptus, it doesn't give them a lot of energy, so they have to sleep a lot. A nicer gray fellow you never would meet, as soft as a soft thing, from ear tufts to feet. His favorite way to relax in the sun was to cling and to nap and to munch a leaf bun. And after all this, well, he'd need a nice rest. Yes, Kevin likes sticking to what he knew best. You see, up high was safe, since he liked a slow pace, while the ground down below seemed a frightening place. Too fast and too loud, too big, too strange. Nope, Kevin preferred not to move or to change. Man, look at all those animals. They've got big, strong legs and they're running. These are some of those animals that are unique to Australia. And I want to point one out to you. That's a wombat. He's kind of shaped like a loaf of bread. And do you want to know something super wild about wombats? Their poop is shaped like a cube. Whoa. So he clung to his tree as he knew what to do and was never too keen to try anything new. So when Wombat stopped by and shouted one day, "Hey Kevin, why don't you come down here and play?" I think he replied, I should stay on my plant. I'm busy right now. No, I'm sorry, I can't. Even though Kevin said no, I like how Wombat invited him and included him. "Why not?" cried the Ruse with a super loud cheer. "Yes, why?" called the Dingoes. "There's nothing to fear." But Kevin, who'd never been one to act fast, said, "I've clinging to do, but it's nice that you asked." Now, friends, do you see this picture of Kevin? Do you see how he's holding on to that tree way up high and very tightly, like this? To cling means to hold on tight. You can't do much else if you're holding on tight to a tree all the time. As Kevin sat watching them chatter and share, part of him wished he could join in down there. But he knew he'd miss home. It was dark and so late. The whole thing was risky. Adventure could wait. Whatever the invite, he'd always say no. Oh dear, it seemed Kevin just couldn't let go. Look at Kevin's face. He couldn't let go. He just held onto that tree. Well, he couldn't let go, so his life was the same, no matter the day. The weeks came and went, and the months rolled away, and Kevin stayed still while the world moved around, until he awoke to a worrying sound. What could that sound be? Whoa, look, the page changed directions. The sound went tap, 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 tap. Look at this bird pecking a hole into the tree. Any ideas what kind of bird this might be? Yes, a woodpecker. They make holes in the tree to find worms and other bugs to eat. Well, what do you notice about the tree trunk? Yeah, the woodpecker is making a dent, making a hole into the tree trunk. Well, here comes the tree is gonna fall down. The sound went, well, this was a blow. Oh no! Uncling, the crowd called, which had gathered below. Leap and we'll catch you. Just let yourself go. But Kevin was scared. Let go. No, I shan't. I won't, shouted Kevin. Oh dear, I just can't. Whoomp. Down came the tree, and with it was bringing crash and a wallop. A Kevin still clinging. Even as the tree fell, he held on. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Kevin, he carefully opened one eye and looked up at the love staring down from the sky, and then one paw by one paw, he loosened his hold. He felt springy and light and happy and bold. Huh! He was on the ground. He was out of the tree. The worst he could think of had now come to pass, and he was just fine. Why, he felt quite first class. So when Wombat leaned over and held out his paw, Kevin no longer felt worry or doubt. Whoops. This story rhymes, but that part didn't rhyme. I must have messed up a word by accident. Let me try again. So when Wombat leaned over and held his paw out, Kevin no longer felt worry or doubt. There's that rhyming sound. And when Dingo asked, "Now will you come out to play?" the crowd all joined in with a, "Yeah, what do you say?" And even though this wasn't part of the plan, Kevin replied, "Yes, I think that I can." Go, Kevin! All right. And Kevin from then on was always can do. Look at him trying something new. Hopping across the rocks with the other animals as they go exploring. Oh, I'm so excited for Kevin. And Kevin from then on was always can do. Because life can be great when you try something new. Yay, Kevin! The end. What a wonderful story. Now can you see why I love it so much that the pages are falling out? Do you have any books at home that you've loved so much the pages fell out? I would love to know what those stories are. Leave the title of the book in the comments, and maybe we can read that next on Story Station. And now, friends, I want to show you something special. I have a friend here. Kevin, I have my own Kevin. And he's not so worried now about clinging. He can come with me to try all kinds of new things. Sometimes having a friend with you to try new things can give us the courage to let go and give it a go. Yeah? And I wanted to show something that the friends at my house made. we made a little paper plate Kevin. Just look at this cutie pie. Tell me what you think he's made of. What were the materials we used? Newspaper, And do you recognize one of these? You might eat off it in your kitchen. Yes, a paper plate. Newspaper and paper plate. We also needed some glue or tape. And first, we ripped up the pieces of paper and glued it to Kevin's face. And then we used a piece of, the eyeballs are made and the ear tufts are made from another paper plate. And our little black pieces were made from some black construction paper. Isn't he cute? And don't forget, all artists sign their work. Yes, yes. And my littlest friend at home signed his work like this. We call this mark making. And it's the way little people get better at writing. And someday he'll write his name using nice, neat letters. We gotta practice first. Thank you so much for coming to read with us today. Sharing stories with you is our favorite thing to do, and we look forward to reading with you every day on the Words Alive Story Station. If you enjoyed this story and you want to hear it again, you can find the Koala Who Could on the Words Alive Story Station website, wordsalive.org/storystation. Or you can find a playlist of all the stories we've shared over our summer together on Words Alive SD YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming. And Vicky, hello! So glad to see you. See you next time, friends. In the meantime, happy reading. Bye-bye.